Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Propagating is common practice for houseplant enthusiasts, but if you've been too intimidated to try it yourself, our next guest is here to help. We welcome back the author of Clever Bloom and co-author of How to Plant a Room and Grow a Happy Home, Erin Harding. It's always so good to see you.
Hi, Hannah. Thank you for having me again.
This looks so cute.
Well, we are going to talk about propagation today.
Yes.
Because there's a variety of different ways you can propagate plants. But we are going to do the easiest, almost foolproof way of doing.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I like to say this is about a 98% success rate typically.
This is the 101 version.
Yes. And the other cool thing is when you propagate plants, you can use them for home decor as well.
Oh, sure.
So there's lots of different fun little propagation stations, they call them.
Just the most adorable thing.
And you can cut different types of plants and be propagating them to make new plants while you have just decor around the house as well.
Where do we start with all of this?
Yeah, so what's cool is that most plants can be water propagated, so you don't really have to worry about what you're doing, but you want to make sure that you're cutting in the right place. That's the biggest thing.
Step one.
So we're going to do this plant over here, and it's going to be your job because you're closest to the plant.
I'm ready.
So what we want to do is on the stem, we want to find the little bump that they call, it's called a root node. That's where the new roots are going to grow from.
Okay.
So if you look at a stem, so here's one here. Do you see that little bump?
Oh yeah, it's like a little joint kind of.
So we want to cut about 1/4 of an inch below that.
Okay.
So you can do it.
A lot of pressure.
No, it's going to be great. You'll do well.
Is
so we're just going to give it a snip.
Ish?
Yep, that's great.
Okay.
And you want to make sure that where you are cutting, you have at least a couple of leaves to go along with it, okay? So this little area is where the new root is going to grow from. But water propagation, it's this simple. You just stick it in.
Well, I love that. Okay.
So, but here's a couple tips on the process of propagation, okay? So number one, you want to leave it in the water for as long as it takes to grow roots about 2 to 4 inches.
Oh, okay.
That will allow enough root growth so that you can pot it up into soil.
That makes sense.
Here's a good example of one that has been rooting and is ready, about ready to be planted.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And then here is one that I will show you has been in here for quite a while. That one is really ready to be potted up. What's cool though is if you want to leave it in the glass just for that sort of aesthetic, you can.
Okay.
But we're going to pot ours up. So we're going to pot this one up.
Okay.
And typically once the roots are long enough, you want to find a pot that is no more than about 2 to 4 inches around.
Okay.
So you don't want the pot to be too big.
Right.
Okay, so you want it to house the root system well. So a couple inches of potting mix in the bottom, and then you're just going to kind of place the plant in your pot.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my hands because I don't want your hands to get dirty.
We're going for it.
But what you'll do is you'll kind of pot it up like this, give it a good soak, which I will let you do.
Okay.
So we have the watering can right there.
All right.
So I'll have you give it a good soak.
How's that?
That's great.
Okay.
And then your roots should start growing into the soil within a couple days. Now, the other thing to know is that just about anybody can do this.
Yeah.
So it's a fun project to do with your kids. If you're a science teacher, you can do this in the classroom and have them kind of keep a drawing of what the roots look like as they grow and as they go along. So it's a fun project for anyone. We also do cutting parties, what we call it. So everybody who's invited to a party can start their own propagation at home and then bring it to a party and trade with their friends.
I always see people swapping cuttings on Facebook and stuff. And it's a great way to get to know your neighbors and your community. And then we have to keep watch of this guy and let them graduate when they outgrow their pot too.
I say at least once a year, or if you see the roots start to grow out the bottom or out of the top, then it's time to repot.
See, I'm paying attention.
You are.
I'm learning from you.
It's all It's only been a couple
Baby
years.
steps.
I know.
Thank
It's
you
great.
so much.
Thank you, Hannah.
Okay, Erin's book again is How to Plant a Room and Grow a Happy Home. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.